they could make a complaint to an official governing body, but they don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. What's weird is we thought the internet, we thought digital broadcasting, we thought all of these things would make us that much more free. Hey, you know the 7 words you can't say on TV or the radio? You can say them all you want on satellite radio. You can say them all you want on internet radio. You can say them all you want on your blog. You can say them all you want on YouTube. Whatever, you know, you can do what the hell you want online. That sense of freedom has quickly been squashed because, well, it used to be you knew where you could and could not go. And dancing around that was so much fun. That's where the real creativity happened in radio. You listen to old broadcasts of Opie and Anthony or something like that when they were still on terrestrial radio, or Howard Stern when they were still on terrestrial radio. Them getting around what they couldn't say on the air was an art in and of itself. And sadly, it's a bit of a dying art now that you can say and do what the hell you want. But here's the thing. As that has gone away, you'd think there'd be more freedom. There's actually less, because without the opportunity to call mom and complain to you by calling the FCC or your program director or whoever the hell it is, the general outraged public has instead taken to the internet and taken to being politically correct police. And then there's enormous websites like the folks over at salon.com who have gone, hey, there's some moral outcry, there's some political correctness to be cashed in on. They don't care about that. That's just their voice. They spotted a niche in the market, and they realized by complaining when people like Patton Oswalt or Louis C.K. or whoever do what they do and their fans love them for, there's real money to be made in public outrage. It's all fake manufactured BS, the same way fake manufactured fear of gays is what makes Christian right-wing politicians and church figures get people to dig so deep when they pass a collection plate or the campaign donation coffer. Anytime you get a disgruntled masses, there's a corporation going, we can make money off of this. This is going to be awesome. And so the machine is fed in a circular way where some people get upset because they need something to be upset about and they've got nothing to do other than take to their Twitter account or their Facebook page to be like, why must I be forced to watch Louis C.K. trivialize pedophilia? Well, guess what? He does it every single week, every single day, every single time he's on stage. He trivializes something that is wildly politically incorrect. And he does it in a way that is taking you through the pain and out the other side of this awful thing, whatever it may be. Pedophilia, racism, inequality. Louis C.K. is a master at taking you through pain with some very difficult subjects and coming out the other side with something to laugh at. And that is being destroyed. That is being taken away by the politically correct thought police in this day and age. And that's a very, very dangerous place to be in. And that's why Louis C.K. is probably after this going to go, ooh, yeah, no, I have really no interest whatsoever in being on network television anymore. I do this stuff every single night on my show. I get paid out the yang for it. I do it once on network television. The internet attacks me. Louis C.K. has built himself a world where it's just him. He's amazing in what he's done. I don't know if you realize it or not, but the way his TV series worked was he was offered a pilot, and he was like, okay, I'll do it, but you guys don't get to have any say whatsoever in how it's done. And they're like, what? And they offered him a certain amount of money, big chunk of money. And he was like, I will take half that money, a third that money, way less that money, to not have you guys in my way creatively. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and if you like it, put it on, and if not, don't worry about it. So Louis C.K. is in full control of his TV show, and it's been a wild runaway success because it caters to people that like him. Louis C.K.'s stand-up, he owns that. He puts out his own specials. He doesn't go through other places. You can buy his stand-up special on his website for $5. He cuts out the middleman of ticket agencies. He 100 million% is master of his own destiny. He's created a world where it's just the people that like him and a microphone, and that's it. And then he goes on network television, does what he always does, because he's had no one tell him no in a long time. Why? Because he's brilliant. Also because it's working. Also because he doesn't have a boss. He's got an agent and a manager, and they kind of just, basically get people out of his way so he can be creative in the way he wants to be creative. But you get something like a network involved, and the politically correct thought police are all over your ass, chipping away at truth and art and artistic freedom and freedom of speech. And that's a dangerous, dangerous place we're in. The internet was supposed to free us from all of that. It was supposed to allow us to be truly free. And if anything, it's made us more encumbered because people have had to find new ways to clamp down and crucify you in the court of public opinion. And as soon as that happened, like I said, there's a million websites, there's a million media outlets that are going, we can make money off of this public outrage, let's go. That's why Louis C.K. will never, ever, ever, ever be on network television again, I would imagine. Not because they won't invite him back, but because he'll be like, is it worth it? No, it's not. We cannot allow our free speech to be taken away by the thought police. We can't. If you find yourself censoring yourself, well, look, there is value in thinking before you open your mouth. I need to learn that lesson maybe a little bit more than other people. But think of it as a conversation. If you go to say something online, if you go to say something on Twitter or Facebook or something like that, in this digital, incredibly politically correct world that we live in, think about whether or not this is something you'd say in a conversation in a room full of people. That should be your guide. Don't get overly emboldened and combative because you're behind a keyboard and you don't have to face people face to face and have consequences to your words and your actions. But think about, would I say this in person? Do I have the balls to say this in person? And if you do, F it. Don't let them take away your right to speak your mind.